Come with us on two of our favorite hikes in Colorado Springs. We started at 8:30 a.m. with our trekking poles in hand and our spikes on our feet. There was still quite a bit of snow up here from all the snow we got a few weeks ago. These two hikes actually share a trail to start, so we passed the beginning of the second one and went all the way to the end of this main trail. We reached the first trailhead and it was all uphill from here. We passed over a couple of bridges and you can hear the rushing of the creek next to you as you climb. We just did this hike when it had first snowed a couple weeks ago without poles or spikes, and it was so hard and I was sore for days. It was definitely easier having these two things, and it really surprised me how much faster we got up to this turning point. At the 2.5 mile mark, the trail had evened out some and we were picking up speed as we continued our ascent. It was so pretty up here and the sun was shining. We got to this three-way intersection and the leftmost trail continued to take us along the loop. Finally, we were at the top and we took in the views for a second before making our first hike descent. I still can't get over how beautiful it is here. We reached the wider part of the trail and decided to make up some time by running. We reached the 2-hour mark and the first half of our hike ended up being 5.5 miles.
We just finished our first hike, now we're heading to our second one.
We removed our spikes for the second trail, and we usually begin this hike at the opposite end, which is much more challenging to start with. It was starting to get warm and the sweatshirt had to come off. I definitely recommend wearing layers. We aren't experts by any means, but if you're curious about what else we bring on our hikes, just let me know and I'd love to share. We usually bring our dog hiking with us, but we knew this one would be a little too long for her. She absolutely loves this trail because there is a mountain stream in the middle of the hike that she likes drinking from.
We just gotta make it over there.
This is the reason we love these hikes so much. The stunning views are so rewarding. Finally, we made it to the top of our second hike and it was time for the long descent. The rest of the way through the woods is pretty steep and still kind of icy, so we sort of wish we still had our spikes on, but we ended up climbing down just fine. This is the part that always gets us when we go the opposite way. It's the steepest part and gets your heart pumping. It's definitely more difficult, so I was glad that we took the trail this way this time, especially since we were really feeling it at this point. Here you get glimpses of Garden of the Gods, and by now we were at 10 miles and the end was in sight. We finally finished the second hike and we were relieved to be done and back where we started. We had been wanting to do this for a while and I'm so proud of us for finally doing it. It wasn't too hard, but hiking for 4 hours certainly does wear you out. Here were the stats from our hike. Such a fun morning spent together. See you on the next one.